You've heard the story. Jewish pioneers arrived in a barren, empty land and made the desert bloom. But that myth has no basis in reality. The land they found was anything but barren. Palestine has a Mediterranean climate like Spain, southern Italy, or Greece. It lies within the Fertile Crescent, the cradle of agriculture and civilization. When the first Zionist pioneers arrived, the land was ready to produce, but the settlers weren't. The first Jewish settlers were urban professionals and tradesmen without farming experience. As a result, two of the first Jewish colonies, founded in 1878, failed. Baron de Rothschild stepped in to save the struggling colonies, sending money, administrators, and French agronomists. But as historian Gershon Shafir wrote, the French agronomists sent by Baron de Rothschild applied European methods unsuited to Palestine's conditions, leading to failures that necessitated reliance on local Arab labor and techniques. Arab labor was integral to the settlements that the Baron de Rothschild sponsored. This model resembled French Algeria, where Arab labor supported European colonial enterprise, a model that David Ben-Gurion and his labor Zionists completely rejected. They advanced a vision of an egalitarian Jewish state built exclusively on Jewish labor. Any use of Arab labor in an early kibbutz was seen as an ideological failure. This adherence to avoda ivrit, or Hebrew labor, was only possible because donations kept them afloat while they gained farming experience. Over time, Zionist institutions poured capital into agriculture, establishing agricultural research centers, acquiring modern machinery, and applying new technologies that significantly improved outcomes. Meanwhile, the Palestinian peasantry, the fellahin, were poor, often illiterate, and excluded from the resources available to Jewish settlers. And yet, despite that profound disparity, the results speak for themselves. The 1945 British Survey of Palestine found that the fellahin produced 92% of the grain, 86% of the grapes, 99% of the olives, 77% of the vegetables, 95% of the melons, and over 99% of the tobacco. According to the report, the Arabs were responsible for over 78% of agricultural output. So 67 years after the establishment of the first Zionist settlements, the Jewish farmers were still a minor player in the agricultural economy. The Arabs were responsible for the vast majority of the value created in agriculture. So much for the myth about Jews coming to a land that was barren and undeveloped and making it bloom. Weren't the Jews farming desert or marginal lands? Look at the map. Look at where the Jewish settlements are. The Zionist organizations purchased land in the most fertile and productive areas of Palestine. But wasn't only 35% of the land arable? The British definition of arable was, it was suitable for cereal crops. Half of the income in Arab agriculture came from non-arable land. It produced olives, figs, carobs, tree nuts, meat, wool, and hides for leather. In 1945, it was still the fellahin who fed Palestine and produced the vast majority of its agricultural wealth. The evidence is overwhelming. The Palestinians made the desert bloom, long before the first Zionists arrived. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons if you would like to see more content like this.